to Art for the Ageless. Today we're going to have fun doing concentric and overlapping circles. Before we start, we must look at a visual. We must have a visual of just what we are going to paint. And so, on your tables, you will find a very small tube of what I call party bubbles. Now, we've been given permission to use them indoors, but I think it might be more fun if you see the sun hitting them outdoors. So if you'd like to take it and twist it to the left, holding firmly, draw it out, and blow. Let's do that one more time. These are the tiniest bubbles I have ever seen, and they're absolutely adorable. Even from here, you can see the sun, well, the light hitting the bubbles. Let's do it one more time. So are we able to go outside just for a minute? Would that be all right? Okay, we are going to go outside so you can see even better. Okay, this time when you do it, see if you can tell how many colors and what colors you see in the bubbles. If you can see one. Okay, would anybody like to tell me the colors that they see?
Red, green, blue, pink.
Good, everything, right? Everything. All right, we're going to take that door there, and we're going to go out just on the patio. We're not going to go to the grass, so that we can observe just for a little while because it is chilly outside. Okay, so everyone, let's take your bubbles, make a line at the door, and we're going outside for just a few minutes. Ooh, it is cold out here. Okay. It's lovely out here. It's really lovely. Again, every time you do this, observe the colors. Woo! Oh, it is cold. I don't know if they... No, you have to actually blow it. My primary color that I see is the blue. Oh, beautiful. I guess if you notice the bubbles against a dark background, it really stands out. Now I'm seeing the yellow.
Yeah.
Absolutely. This is the same thing when you observe anything. Oh, I caught one on the stick. It's the same thing. If you observe the sky, it is not a blue sky. There are colors in the sky. You can see pinks in the sky. Go on, little bubble. So do this so that you can see. And the colors are not completely around the circle. I mean, the colors are just throughout the circle. I see some beautiful blues and greens and everything. Okay, it's getting chilly, so let's cap it and go back inside and paint what we see. We have a very firm visual in our mind. Oh, it's cold, Sean. It's cold outside. Okay. It's very important to have that visual in your mind. It feeds your mind. Be sure to cap it very well and press it down. Take it home, play with your grandchildren. They're going to love these tiny bubbles. Okay. Let's observe our tools for today. We have, of course, our water jar, our large number 10 brush. Oh, and today I gave you a pencil so that you can write your name on your paper so they won't get all mixed up. you have your palette with just the primary colors red and yellow because your blue is in the bowl. Ugh. It's being covered, of course, because tempera paint dries so quickly that we just have to be very careful. All right, next to the bowl, you'll also find a cardboard. This cardboard is used for moving the paint back and forth. I was going to bring rollers, but it just didn't work out. So now, you're going to find you have some lids. This is the large lid, of course, and this will very easily fit here. And this was made for this one. The smaller ones, a little bit smaller, and or you might get the very smallest one. Now, you can also look for these lids at home. They're called found objects. You can take them from anywhere. In fact, if you go home right now and look around, you have these lids in your medicine chest, underneath your sink, everything. I made sure that they were enough so that when you put your fingers around them, your fingers do not extend beyond the edge of the lid, or else you're going to be getting paint on your fingers. All right, okay. In front of you now, you will also see a square piece of paper. Please just either write your first name or last name on it. It doesn't make any difference which side. This is just a regular white sulfite 80-pound paper. Our first project in printmaking is going to be our concentric circle. So, this is how we will begin. We have a towel, and I'm starting to make a mess. Take your little cardboard and start to swish the paint around the bottom. And very good. Thank you. We have Yvonne today. Yvonne, thank you very much. She has been working really hard to make sure that this project is going to go and be a success. All right, you can just leave the cardboard in the bowl or swish it on the side, scrape it off, but put it on the towel or the top. Now let us take our very large circle and place it firmly in the bowl and kind of swish it around, turn it, lift it up. Make sure you're getting paint on that lid and on yourself. This paint will not hurt you. It is non-toxic. It is children's paint, so don't even give that a thought. All right, we're going to put our large circle as much in the middle as possible. Okay, here we go. Are you ready? All right. Press it down firmly. Maybe give it a little twist to the left and to the right. And pull up. Voila. Nice circle. Okay, now when you put it down so that the paint is not touching the table. In other words, paint side up toward the ceiling, bottom side, no paint on the table. Let's take our next one, sort of a medium size. Yes, you are going to get into it today. Put it into the bowl. Swish it around so that you get paint on all of the edges of the lid. You might find it sticking a little because that's what tempera paint does. Very carefully to the center as much as you can. Judge. And press. Turn a little to the left, right, and there you go. Again, put it down, paint side to the ceiling. Get your smaller one. Some of us have a choice of small. If you find that you do not have all of your tools, please just borrow from, we have 4 vacant chairs, okay? The last one in the center, judge, twist a little, and there. And that's it, you're done. I always like to practice with our tools first. Okay, your name is on this paper, it's done. So take it and put it somewhere on the table. If you find you don't have any room, then we have a blank table over to the side near the sink for your work. Okay, and off. Our next project is the overlapping circles. And you were given 2 long strips of paper, such as this. So affix them now, or just lay them flat on the table. We've given you a choice of either your clipboard, and there are clipboards over there, or just flat on the table. If you need a clipboard, please raise your hand, and Yvonne will assist. Are we okay? All right. Oh, a couple of people. A few takers on that one. All right, this one is simple. Take your middle-sized lid. That is this one. And we are going to start at the left. And mine is still wet, so I'm going to that. Don't mind if you don't get all of your image, because that's the fun of printing. If you find that the paint in your bowl is being displaced, either swish it around with the cardboard again or swish it around with your tool. The next circle will be placed so that it overlaps the first. I have a lot of paint, so I can do it again. There, that's better. Okay? So we're going to make a series straight across of these overlapping circles. While you're doing this, judge your distance from the top to the bottom so that it makes a fairly good straight line. And again. And even though I don't see any image up there at all, that is the artistic part. Design, art, what you see, and what you don't see is important. One of my instructors way, way, way back when I was 15 said, let it trail off into the distance. People's minds will make up the rest. So you don't see all of the circle, but the viewer's mind completes the circle by itself. Okay, here's my last one. Incidentally, if I wanted to get very messy, I could keep going. But I have to be watchful of what I'm going to. So if you don't have anything there, okay, but if the table's there, don't do it. Okay. When you get back home, I again am urging everyone to get a small set of tempera paint and hunt around your house and start printing things. All right, now, again, your name is on this. Let's put this to one side and take the last strip of paper. Affix it, or just simply let it lay on the table. And we're going to get into painting. Dear God. Okay. So let's again take the same tool, and this time we're going to make 4 or 5 straight across. Again, your name on the paper. And we're going to go 1, leave a space, a little twist to the left and right, 2, A little twist to the left and right. 3. I see my paint is starting to diminish, so I'm going to go back in. I'm so happy this paint is not drying out. That was going to be such a bad deal. Aha. Now, take your middle-sized or small one. I think I'll try the very small one. By this time, if you're not getting paint all over your fingers, you're not trying. Okay? All right, let's get the small one. And we're going to put that right in the middle. Judge, judge, judge. Good. Okay, try to judge it, really. Don't rush it. Judge it. You'd be surprised how active your eyeballs are. You can judge up and down, left and right. If not, just keep practicing. You don't know how good you are. And the last one. There you go. Okay, down. Right about now, you could probably do your fingerprints, okay? Now, this is what I used to call an A-B pattern, all right? Where I'm putting something here, not here, here, not here. A-B, A-B. Over here, I chose to fill in the center. So if you want to wipe your fingerprints off and wet your brush. Okay, so now you're going to start to get paint on your brush handle. That's perfectly all right because at the end we just throw all the brushes in the sink and they all wash down. Okay, let's go into the blue. Touch it, touch it. You don't have to do any wiping or anything, and simply fill in the circle. The more water, the lighter the blue. So I want it to be fairly dark. Now when you paint, you're going to sort of swirl, swirl. Because as you swirl, you will also fill in the circle with a little more ease. Ugh, mistake. Okay, I don't care. Now, if I feel very confident, I could go and try to fix that up, but I don't, so I won't. All right, now I'm going to go over here and do the same thing. I'm going to start this time at the edge and swirl it. So if I turn the brush slightly as I go, there, I have less chance of going beyond that circle. It's like, are you coloring in the lines? No, I'm not, okay? Leave me alone. Now this one, I'm going to do something different, so I decided I'll do the rim. Ah, missed. You didn't color in the lines. I wasn't intending to, that's my personal design. Of course I was intending to, I just missed. Because I didn't turn the brush. Turn the brush as you're doing it. Ugh. Here we come in with, what does your eye see? How close to that line do you want to get? Are you rushing? If you're rushing, you're going to make a mistake. If you rush, you trip. That's what my brother always says. You rush, you're going to trip. Once you trip, that's it. Oh, right. I rushed. Made a mistake. Focus, focus. Focus on what you're doing. All right, this is the one. That comes under the heading of close your mouth and focus. You can't do a good painting if you're blabbering on your cell phone. See that? I just made another mistake. What's the important thing here? Focus. Peace and quiet of the mind. Couldn't hear it. Drip, that pin drop. Everyone's so quiet. Everyone is so quiet and focused. You can hear a pin drop. Name. We're done with this one. I would say take your brush, place it across the bowl, even as you place a knife across a plate when you finished your dinner. And hope it doesn't roll, because if it rolls, you better catch it before it hit that table. Okay. Here we go. Let's see what we have next. Aha. All right, we're getting into the fine painting of the project, which is good. This is going to be a practice sheet in which we are going to do groupings. When in Sumi painting, when they are doing leaves, they do them in groups of 2s and 3s of 4s. All right, so we are going to do bubbles as you observed outside in groups. And so the grouping might be one single one, 3, 2 together, maybe 3 separate, 3, 1, 2, 3, all separate. But this is your choice now. This is your choice. Okay, we are going to give them this rectangular paper, Yvonne, okay? And so put your name on this paper, thank you. And think about what you're going to use as a tool. We're not doing the large, so we're going to use the medium and the small for variety. So you have to think, well, where do I want to put the medium? Where do I want to put the small one? Do I want to stick something in the corner? And now we're getting into the realm of balance, as we did last week. We spoke about balance. In other words, if I put all the bubbles over here and nothing over there, you would be inclined to at least put one over there for some kind of a balance. All right, so we're going to tuck this in. Still, anybody want a clipboard? No? Okay. All right, we're just going to leave it flat. I see most of you prefer just to go to work straight on the table. Raise your hand if that is a comfortable way for you. Is that comfortable for you? Okay. Okay. All right, now we're going to take one of the medium, and I think I'm going to go again to the lid from the non-dairy oat milk. Okay. And my brush, of course, is not going to be used, so I've got to put it in the water. You don't have to swish, we're fine. All right, now just in case the paint got dried up, I'm going to, whoa. Okay, I'm going to make sure that any of the paint from the outside of the rim is distributed again. So if you want to just take a minute and distribute your paint and wipe it to the side. Okay, all right. Okay, we're ready again. Medium. All right, we need to judge. I'm going to go, maybe I'll do 2 here. And I can get a little sloppy. I don't really need to follow what I did. I'm going to go over here. I'm not even going to look at it. See, I'm not looking, okay. Just going to. See now, see that space over there? I don't like that. So I'm going to go over here and hit it over here. Now, I don't like that space either, but I'm not going to use this. I'm going to go and use my small one. I need to go over this. You could go over them. If it was too light for you, just go over it. Okay, I like that. Okay, I'm happy. Oh, I like your concentric circles and your overlapping. They're nice. We didn't get a shot of those, did we? Can you very carefully put your lid down and hold up your previous, okay, well, let's backtrack just for a minute, okay, let's backtrack. Hold up the concentric circles that you did in the first part. All right, let's just take, so I can just take a look. Okay, good, okay. All right, nice, nice, nice. All right, hold up the overlapping. Let me see your overlapping. Nice designs, good and clean. Good, okay. Now show me the concentric AB pattern. Oh, nice, nice. Okay, very good. All right, and now if you're ready, will you please show me the present work that we're doing right now? Okay. From what I see, you need to get darker. So would you please, are you running out of paint? Is that it? Would you please dip again into the blue paint so I can tell if you're running out of paint, and go over the circles again and make them darker. Okay, good. Make them as dark as you can. And hold them up so I can see. It's the only way I can tell if you're running out of paint. Because we need to do the next one, we really need for you to do a dark one. Okay. All right, so we're going over the circles so that I can judge. Hold them up so I can see if they're dark. Are you running out of paint? Okay, Yvonne, the blue paint is running and drying. It's running out and drying. All right, Yvonne is going to come down and she's going to give you about a dime's worth. Okay, about a dime's worth, and shake it down good. Yeah, because it's definitely, I judge that. Okay. All right. Okay, while she's doing that, I urge you to put your name on this paper. This is, in fact, I'll talk to you about paper right now. This again, if you feel it, is 80 pound. It's not sufficient for doing a good watercolor. This is watercolor paper, and it's a little bit thicker. It has a little bit more content in it. It's probably about maybe about 100, 130, 135. People at home, if you want to get a good quality for this project, please bring out the watercolor paper for the next project. It's going to be about this size. All right, what we're going to do now, 1, 2, 3, is we're going to try to do this one in watercolor paper. So again, put this paper, your name on it, and put it to the side. If you're getting too crowded at the table, please feel free to go to the empty table on this side near the sink and put your painting there to dry, okay? Because this one is just as big. When you get it, you're going to feel it. It's a heavier weight, much heavier weight. All right, so we're going to use this one. And Yvonne, would you kindly pass this out? We're going to get her face here. Come on. Oh, didn't catch her that time. Okay. Now, I see you're okay with your papers on the table. That's good. Okay. Look at the back of the paper. I've coded this one, so nobody's going to make a mistake. It'll say X, which means do not paint on this side, obviously. It's going to say W, watercolor. It has no number after it because this is the first one. Place it. If you're going to write your name or do any scribbling at all, back. Do it on this side. Okay. All right. We're going to do precisely the same thing, but we're using really good paper. And if you want to, you can feel the difference between the paper you just used, the white sulfite, and this paper. It's noticeably much heavier. It has more cotton content in it, all right? Okay, so we're going to do, I'm going to just wait a minute, 'cause we all set. So you have the good side. All right, feel that, okay, feel the texture. What they do is they press it down and they give one side texture and the other side is smooth, all right? So you need to feel this, okay? All right, you have your name on it, you're all set. We have good paint, you've spread it out, so we're going to do the same thing. We're going to do the medium and the small circles, okay? So again, I hope I have enough. Okay, we're going to make the same or similar design. And try to give yourself a generous amount of paint on that lid. Why? Because we're going to take our watercolor brush and we're going to bring it down. We're going to extend it. And I need that blue paint on the paper. I think I'll use a different small one. Balance. Balance. Okay, I'm ready. Take your brush and wipe it on the side. Do not touch the towel with it. Now, taking your brush, we are going to draw along the edge of the blue circle in a circular motion, similar to the bubbles. There will be one spot, as you can see right here, one spot that you will not touch because that is the light spot. It can be to the left, it can be on the edge, it can be on the right. So you start, not at the top, but just a little, drag it along, all there, 1, 2, 3, and stop. Wet your brush so you get clean water. Start again. Stop. Don't go back. Do it to the next one. Wash it. Wipe it. Clear water. Do it to each one. Now that one didn't get enough, but that's okay. I can go back. I may be rushing against time. Like I said, this paint dries very quickly. But always make sure you have that little tiny white part. And be very generous with the water. So I'm going to take some of that blue. I got cheated last time. There, I like that. Keep doing it. Now, be cognizant of the fact that your paint is drying. And you don't have to have it perfectly inside that circle. In fact, if you even go a little bit out, see I'm going outside of the circle. It's okay. All right, now, very lightly touch, and I mean touch lightly, your red paint. Not too much. If you have too much, wipe the excess on the towel and do it again. Oh, too much. Okay. Again, we're rushing because the paint has a limit. Now I don't want, now, when I touch that red to the towel, that's what I'm going to go back to the towel, not to the palette, because I can see right now it got a lot of paint. All right, I'm not going to do the one right next to it. I'm going to try to do this one. And we all know that the red with the blue will produce a purple. Okay, not bad. I think I'm going to go down here to balance it. And I'm just kind of making a backward C. That's all I'm doing. I'm making a backward C. Not bad. I think I'll try this one. So we're experimenting. Yep, not enough. All right, I have to go back to the palette and touch it again. I need that wall of water. Here's my wall of water. It has no color whatsoever, but it's going to help to blend. Now I notice I need to get it darker here if I'm going to do this middle color here. So I do need to touch it one more time. This is all your judgment. Okay, now I would like very much to get the yellow. So I dip my brush, I wipe it on the side, it's clear. I touch the yellow. Now this yellow is not that strong. It's not as strong as the red. So I don't mind going straight in. Just go straight in. Then I want my wall of water again. So I'm going to do it here. Okay, not so bad. Let's see, am I holding it? Trying to hold it straight. Lots of luck. Okay, let's do a few more. Dried. It happens, I'm telling you, it dries that quick. But if you strike it with the wall of water, it has to release the color. And again. I think I'll do the rest of the bubbles with a touch of yellow. It might be fun to see if I could get any orange out of it. Oop. Again, leave that little white spot. That's where the sun hit it, remember? How pretty it was? I tried this with the sulfite paper. It just wrinkled. It wrinkled. You've got to use good paper, you really do. It just doesn't work if you use bad paper. All right, I want a little bit of orange, so I'm going to just put a little touch of red. Our time is pretty good. At this point, you can add colors wherever you want, okay? Just use your own judgment. But if you touch down too hard, you know what's going to happen. It's just going to all go one way. If you want where it does the overlap, that's always nice. Just a little bit. Now, if you want to balance the red from, let's say, one bubble to the next, you don't do a lot, but just give it a teeny touch, just a teeny hint. If you look at any painting where you see a very strong color at one end of the painting, you'll always notice that the teacher will touch it someplace else on the painting. Just touch it. Would anyone like to share at this point? Or is it too wet? Raise your hand if your painting is dry enough to share. No. Okay. No. We won't say no, we just won't do it. Okay. Your choice. Now, for those people who are getting too wet, let's say you take your brush, dip it on the, wipe it on the lid, wipe it now on the towel until you get a dry tip. Where you see it is too wet, touch it so that the paint, the water, will absorb into the brush. All right? In other words, if you have a puddle, let the water absorb into this brush. Now, if you find that you're getting too dark and too harsh, take your brush, and I don't care if you hold it this way or this way. What I'm saying is if you find you have a very rough center, wet the edge so that the edge blends into that white part. I know I'm not making myself clear. See, the only way I can tell is if you hold it up. Hint. Yeah, the only way I can help you is if you show me. You going to show me? Oops, sorry, Sean. I am trying to lure them into raising their papers, but they here. Oh, nice. Okay, we've got one. We've got one. Brave enough to raise his paper. Good. Very good. I like the strong color. He could have used a little more water before he hit the center. Okay, he held back a little bit, but he went forward. But that's a very, very good start. Okay, now I want to see more people. See, I can only tell you if you hold it up so I can see it. Good, here's another brave soul. Again, the same thing I told him. Take your brush, wet it again, and draw closer to that empty circle in the center with a clear water brush, okay? I see someone is looking at me, he wants to do it. Okay. Would you like to raise your paper? She said, mm-mm. Okay, I'm going to get to you sooner or later. I hope I will have time to come to each one of you so I can see it personally. Ah, very nice, very nice. Again, same thing. Right before you get to that center, so that you have this blurred effect, it's got to be pure water. It's got to be pure and wiped on the towel, and again, another layer going toward the center.
That's like a real light layer of color that you go over the white.
Yes, and it's blending. What it's doing is blending the paint into the bare paper, but you're not touching that center yet, okay? It's, another instructor called it the wall of water, and that wall of water keeps getting closer and closer to the light. All right, your name is on this. Again, if this is a very wet painting, please put it on the table. How many would like to take a moment to put it on the table, please? All right, yeah. If your name is on it, simply just lay it on the table. Yvonne, could you make a little more room on the table? Okay. All right, let's go to the next section. And this is what I call Project 2. In other words, we're going to get our largest lids this time and just do 3 across. Very simple, but I think it will serve the purpose of those of you who are having that trouble with that extending the wall of water, so that you'll see that as you get closer, dark, medium, very light, white. Over here, dark, medium, lighter, not touching. This is XW2. XW2. Sharon, we're going to do this one. It's being held this way. And these are overlapping circles. Thank you very much. Thank you.
You start with a darker color on the periphery, then you dilute it and work to the inside.
Exactly. The student asked, do I start with the darkest color? Yes. I pick it off the paint from the lid imprint. I use the paint from here, and I begin with that. All right, we're going to clip this. Or lay it down. We're doing a lot of work today, and that is the main thing. We might not finish everything, but that's okay. This is the second lesson in printing. The third lesson next week will be direct printing, and I have some special cardboard I use that's multi-layered, and we will be building things with straight lines. But today we're doing circles. All right, do we all have our fresh paper? Please put your name on it if you have time. And we're going to take the largest circle, and if you don't have enough paint, again, please raise your hand. I think I'm going to have to really get in here. Another method, of course, would be to actually paint it on, but that takes time. And this way of printing is very quick, and I like quick. All right, I'm just going to go across, overlap. Here's one. Nope. Sharon, I'm sorry. Yvonne, I think I might be out of paint. So if I could have just a little bit more. Yvonne.
You want blue?
Yeah, I need more. So oh, thank you. This is the largest lid, please. And like I said, you can either do this with your, thank you so much. You can either do this with your brush or the faster way. Oh, she gave me a lot. Thank you. Okay. I'm really getting into it now. Glad I wore a blue blouse. All right, here we go. Printing. Turning it slightly. Raise your hand if you're ever out of paint or need some help. overlap. If at any point you have a bad start, okay, like something slipped, just simply take the paper from any of the other tables. If you, did you slip?
Well,
Yeah.
I used the wrong size.
Oh,
I
okay.
didn't use the largest one.
Just there's a set in back of you. I think, Sharon, did we have extra? I'm calling you Sharon because last week's volunteer was Sharon. Forgive me. Yvonne, do we have any of this paper for this student that was left?
Is that the rough one?
Yeah. It says, it'll say W.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll say XW2 on it. And my third one. Okay. Now, I have plenty of paint, but I need to turn my bowl and get some more paint because I want to have more at the bottom. I'm really plastering it now. Dear God. All right, let's take our brush and really, I need to really clean this one. On the side, so that my brush is full of water. It's heavy. It's heavy with water, not paint. We're going to go around, and we don't care if it's sloppy. The important thing is to get it to blend. Okay, now that's really sloppy. So now comes the wall of water. It's starting here. It touches the white. It touches the paint. Wall of water one more time. And I still have that. I only have a little one left here. So I need to do a little more blending here. I'm not happy with this one. You don't have to be, if you find you have too much, just keep going. Just keep going. Okay. Now, I noticed I wanted more yellow in the second one, so I'm going to go into my yellow. Ooh, I really did it. Okay, I don't care. I'm going to see what's going to happen here. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's totally too yellow. Wet, 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 wet. Don't go back to the yellow because you've got too much yellow. Okay, wall of water. Bad, bad, bad. Okay. Wall of water. Oh, this one is crying, save me. All right, so I'm going to try to take some of that yellow away. I just drowned this one. Okay, maybe that one is, if you find that you have, you can try to dig it out with the water. Brushes are great. This time I'm going to touch it on the towel because I see it's starting to drip down. The last thing I want is a drip. All right, the next one, I'm going to touch the red. Do I dare? Yes. Okay, let's see what happens. This one's either going to make it, it's going to be a total mess. All right, here we go. Oh, total mess. Do I care? Nah. I'm just practicing. Okay, then I'm going to go again. What we're just trying to do is to get you to take your brush several times, dip it, and try to make it go into that wall of water theme. You shouldn't have done that. Okay. Well, I think I'd like more red. Nope, you didn't do it. Now I'm going to get really dark red since I messed it up anyway. You never can tell. You might be like totally dissatisfied, you know, with your effects, but you can't say that you're not learning, as long as you're learning something. The paper is getting totally saturated. Totally. Good. All right, that was good practice. We learned a couple of things. We only have 4 more minutes, and I have one more project. All right, we're gonna do it. Sean is saying no, no. Yes, yes. Okay, one last shot. Sharon. Yvonne. XW3. We're going to do this. What we're going to do is, nope. What we're going to do is we're going to go back. We're going to go back to this one because I think it'll be fast and easy. And because the bubbles are so small, it might be easier to do. So what we're going to do is do the medium and small bubbles. Yeah. 3 more? Really? You didn't give to the people, the empty, vacant tables, no? Oh. You know what? Let me have one of these. I just messed up mine here.
Okay.
All right, let's do an imprint of the small and the very small. All right, let's do a quick imprint. Can you do this in 3 minutes? I have no idea. All right. All right, this is going to be a race to the finish. It's going to be a quickie like you never saw before. Just plunk them on. Take your small one, give it a couple of plunks, overlap, and this time do a concentric, okay? Do 1 or 2 concentric circles, like that. All right, there you go. You can use the red, the yellow, the blue, a lot of water. You can multi-paint. That means you can go ahead and do 2 at a time and make a perfect conglomerate. Yes. Let it blend into each other. Let it go where it may. Paint as fast as you can, as much as you want. And this time, we've learned a few things. Use less paint. When you're on the red and with the yellow, use less paint. Less paint, more water. See what happens. Use as much water. Use more water this time. This is your last one, so use more water. If it starts dripping, hit the towel, wipe it up because it's dripping. It is dripping. Let's get a lot of sunshine in those bubbles. Try to turn the yellow bubbles orange. And when you go home, find those lids. Find those lids. Keep going. My towel is so damp. If you find that you are getting your paint into the center circle, simply take the dry brush, wipe up the paint, start again. Use your tools. I hope all of you have a brush at home that you can work with. Another thing that you can do if you're getting to a finish is do a background, all right? So what I'm going to do, and in my final minute, is take this yellow and I'm going to make a background in back of these bubbles to make them stand out. In other words, anything that you do, you can make it more powerful. Just slap on a bright, interesting color. And it doesn't have to be uniform. It can go anywhere it wants. So if you want to do that, that way if you decide that you want to bring the other colors in the forefront a little more, you just let them pop out as much as you want. So now what I've got is some bleeding color. I've got some red bleeding into it. But that's okay, because I'm interested in what's happening. And do a lot of blotting with your brush. And if you want to, you can take the water in your brush and extend into your background so that your background kind of diminishes off. Just fades away. Just like the bubbles. They burst and just fade away. I'm going to touch this up here for balance. Eek. It's okay. Well, we're at the end. So all I have to say is I hope you had fun today. I hope you have fun. I hope your hands are full of paint. And seriously, I hope you get the correct painting home today. A few people did take my advice, and they did start to let them dry over at the table. I hope the next time you come that you'll bring a folder. We did give out folders the first time, but my suggestion would be to bring a lid of a box, a lid of a cardboard box so that you can place your paintings straight down in the box, then take a piece of newsprint and put it over. See, so that way, and there is newsprint on the edge of the table over there. So if you're having a problem, Yvonne is holding it up to show them, just take the newsprint, put it on top of your wet painting, layer it, and it is now absorbing in, so it won't be a big, big mess. This way, you won't have it just, dripping on the floor all the way home. Does anybody want to show me their, too wet? If you'd like to show it to me, I'd be very pleased. Oh, nice. Oh, yes, look how colorful. Oh, wow, all that practice really paid off today. Thank you so much. All right, we're 5 minutes over, so again, this is Art for the Ageless, and this keeps us young. I want to thank Yvonne and Sean and Ted Fong and ACC always and forever for allowing me to come and share with you. Thank you very much. Join us next week. We'll have some more printmaking fun.